All right, here we are in Davis, California, 30 minutes from Sacramento and about 2 hours from San Francisco. I came here specifically for Gunpla, and I wasn't disappointed. Neither was my bank account because, well, my bank account doesn't like feeling left out, and it certainly wasn't on this trip. There are truly some great Gunpla stores in Davis, at least 2 major ones, and I suspect 1 or 2 other smaller shops that don't come up on Google Maps. First up, there's Akiba HQ Anime and Gundam Store. They have a location here in Davis and another one in Hayward, California, which is just on the east side of the San Francisco Bay. I learned while writing this very script here that Akiba is an abbreviated term for the Akihabara district in Tokyo, which is a prominent center for electronics and a premier destination for anime, manga, and model kits. Akiba HQ in Davis has trading cards, plushies, anime figures, and about 2.5 full rows of Gunpla and plamo. Floor-to-ceiling Gunpla, you might say, and you wouldn't be wrong if you did say that. I wasn't in Davis just to window shop. No, I had a mission, and that mission was to pick up a robot model kit that wasn't a Gundam and wasn't made by Bandai. I know, that makes me a 2-timing model kit builder. But hear me out. I have reasons for venturing outside the mothership. You see, I wasn't really good at building models as a kid, so I kind of just assumed that wasn't my thing. But a few decades later, after a few weeks of building Gunpla, I realized that not only can I build model kits, I actually really enjoy it. So I wanted to see, what else was out there. I was curious how hard or different a non-Bandai kit would be. So I picked up this adorable construction working robot called the Chubu 01 Lightweight Mecat Robot, which we're going to build in just a few seconds. And it came with quite the surprise. Also, I bought a few other things too. After Akiba HQ, we walked a few blocks to Kobe Mini Mart. Kobe has a lot of the things you'd expect to find in a small college town mini mart, but downstairs there's more. It's where they keep what I call the good stuff. In the basement, there's manga, room dioramas, plushies, snap-together car models, paints, and a den of Gunpla. It's worth noting that the building here that Kobe is in, 40 years ago, it was a different business called Discoveries. And like Kobe, they sold toys like Lego and Playmobil in the basement. When I was a kid, we lived in Davis for a spell, and I used to come here to buy toys. And there's something kind of special about the fact that 4 decades later, I'm still coming to this exact same spot to do the exact same thing. All right, it's time to build a non-Bandai, non-Gundam snap-together robot kit and see how it compares.
All right, let's zoom in and focus. Very good. I will say this, I love the look at it. I'm super excited to build it because it's got sort of like a 1960s kind of vibe to it, which I love. But it does look the tiniest bit like the top of a KitchenAid mixer. Yeah.
I was pretty nervous about building this kit. It looked complicated, and I'm still new to model building, and honestly, I was worried that Bandai was the only brand that I could handle without getting frustrated or overwhelmed. I was worried I was going to look at the instructions and be like, no, this is not for me. But a few steps into the directions, I could see that wasn't the case at all. The instructions were clear and easy to follow, maybe, just maybe even easier than Bandai's directions. I only had one complaint, and that was about the thickness of the gates.
So if you look at that gate right there, it's just, I think, thicker. It doesn't angle down to a point. Well, I guess it does angle down into a point, but here's what I'm saying. They don't snap off and they don't just come as cleanly off as Bandai's. I don't know if that's a thing or not. This is the only other model really I've ever built, and that's the only thing I noticed is I just didn't feel like they were snapping as cleanly as they do with the Bandai runners.
Also, check out these tiny parts. Yeah, 12-year-old me would have lost these while they were still on the runner. Side note, older me did lose these two. Well, they're not lost, they're on the floor somewhere. I just don't know where. Now, every time I do a new model, I try to do something I've never done before with it. And, here's my idea for this one.
All right, I know this is crazy. It is crazy. It's such a terrible idea that I think we should do it. but I want to try custom panel lining, which I have never done before. I don't have any templates. Maybe like a custom little axis hatch. Yeah, they would need to put grease or something in there. But let's go ahead and wreck a model and a video that's not even done yet, and we'll just see how this goes. That's what it came out like. I have to do the other arm just for symmetry reasons, but you know, I'm glad I took the risk. I'm glad I took the risk in doing it, even though, you know, I don't love the result.
I learned something about custom paneling, I guess, that both the panel design and the depth and width of the cut, well, they have to make sense for the model and also the scale of that model. Unlike in Minecraft, in custom paneling, deeper isn't always better. Moving on from the arms, I noticed that there were still a lot of like full runners left when I didn't think I had that much building left to do.
Okay, I've made an important discovery. At least it feels important to me. I think this thing came with 2 of the Chubu lightweight mecha robot things. I think I can go orange on with blue interiors or blue on orange interior. This guy says thumbs up right here. He's like, thumbs up, it comes with 2. Contains parts for 1 model. Okay, now that's concerning. I feel like I have duplicates of everything though.
In order to uncover the mystery, I first finished the orange on blue model and then decided to explore the mystery of the Bogorf, which is a buy one, get one robot free. So although the packaging clearly said it only contained all the parts for one version, I began cutting plastic and venturing forth into the unknown. On the second build, I came up with a new way of organizing these parts so I could clip everything out first, keep it organized, and then process all the parts at the same time. I'm not sure it's a good system, and I'm definitely not sure that my wife is going to be okay with me using 10 of her plastic lids to organize plastic bits. I already used the Sharpie to label them with things like arm 1 and legs 2, so she's probably not going to want to use those lids for leftovers anymore. Although I'd love to see some leftover chili in a container labeled legs 2. Hey, second video in a row with a chili reference. This new system made me feel confident that I could really spend some time sanding down nibs and painting and making this thing perfect. But as you can guess, mistakes were made. The paint I used needed to dry for at least a half a day, if not overnight, but I had a video to make, so I only gave it an hour, and the silver got all over everything, and well, it just ended up making a mess. I also lost a few of the tiny pieces and put the legs on backwards. It was a simple switcheroo on the legs that I did after I stopped recording, so you know, don't look too closely. So there we go, a trip to Davis yields a non-Bandai double feature that I had a blast putting together both times. I learned a bit about patience and started to develop my own personal process for putting models together, which is not something I ever thought I would say. Hey, do me a favor, if you like this kind of slice of life Gunpla and plamo content, leave a comment and let me know what you're currently working on or what you thought, and subscribe to the channel. Oh, and don't miss this wonderful song about Gunpla shopping.
I pull up, yeah, in my Honda Accord. I don't drive no Chevys and I don't own Fords. Hoping anime shoppers aren't staying homesick. Don't wanna be the only one here for plastic. You know the time, what? It's still o'clock. Yeah, gotta get the drop, huh? On the Gunpla box. Look at all the figures from anime. It's Rei, Yanami, and Meku Sakabe. And look in the corner on a big old stand, a life-size figure of Levi Ackerman. You know the time, what? It's still o'clock. Yeah, gotta get the drop, huh? On a Gunpla stock. Cash check, know it's gonna be charged. Gotta get this Zaku back to Shar. Boxes stacked high, funds are in a fade. Spent my tuition on a brand new